Yeah, we are live.
Can we start?
Yeah, we are live. You can start. Yeah.
Yeah. Welcome everybody. I'm Karpagam from First Year Electronics and Communication Department, Chennai Institute of Technology, and this is my fellow moderator Pritesh from First Year Computer Science and Business System Department. Before getting started, Pritesh, what are your thoughts on creativity and innovation?
Okay. Karpagam, like everything starts with curiosity, right? Curiosity to learn something, curiosity to experiment, curiosity to solve problems, solve real problems, okay? When this curiosity arises, our brain starts the game, okay? Starts the game to create an idea pattern. The idea pattern is actually formed through billions of neurons transmitting trillions of electrical impulses. And when this idea pattern forms, okay, our brain starts to create new solutions for the real problem. Okay, the solutions would be simple but significant, easier as well as efficient. And our brain tends to think this way because we have been wired, like our ancestors and the evolution has made us think this way, right? And see, let's take animals for example. Animals have the input brain and the output brain like very little distance. Okay, they are together actually. When the animal gets the input to see the food, the output would be to eat the food. So the transmission is very fast. Okay, when it comes to humans, what happens is our input brain and our output brain has a good amount of distance with the neurons transmitting a lot of things. Okay, when this happens, our brain tends to go on with the pre-programmed things what we have been stored here and the things what we think that should be there. Okay, creativity is about believing something that is not actually there, but to create way or pave way for the light that we see at the end of the tunnel. Okay, creativity is about making things at the imagination level. And on the other end, innovation is something related to implementation. Okay, innovation is all about the process or the things that could be done to make the whole thing easier. That is the practical way, and creativity is gonna raise the bar higher up. There needs to be a lot of craftsmanship that needs to be done to put these two things in a cohesion so that the problem really gets solved itself. So as humans, our biggest thing is to be what we do right from our birth is we take something, some curiosity arises, we solve problems, and what happens is the saying again goes on the pedestal, and the leverage happens for the humans to make this world a better place. So what I think, Karpagam, is curiosity and innovation needs to go hand in hand, and we need to build such culture to really make this world go for the greater good or push humanity a little farther or further. So yeah, that's what I think, Karpagam.
Thank you, Pritesh, for sharing your thought about innovation. And today we are here to discuss and understand different viewpoints and creativity and innovation from our alumni. I would like to introduce Mr. Vasant S., alumnus of Mechanical Department 2012 to 2016 batch, Assistant Manager, Manufacturing Technoworld Alloys Overseas Private Limited.
Hi.
Next.
Thank you.
Next is
that was a good speech, Satish.
Thanks a lot, bro. Thanks a lot.
Actually, what is the thing? No, the creativity and innovation both should not be a skill. It should be an inborn quality. And if you want to build up the skill, no, you have to make two things. One is you have to ask what, and you have to ask why and how. Because why, if you ask why, no, why the machine is running, why this light is glowing like this, if you ask like that, creativity will come. What will be the next option, and what can be the other things you can ask. And if you ask how this machine is running, how this plant is going, and how this software runs, automatically the innovation will come. Okay. From my point of view, creativity is nothing but you're just thinking of something which is not here, which is not in the life, and you are giving more productivity or something like that. In the next stage of thinking, what you are thinking is called creativity, and what you implement, the thinking, what you have the creativity you have, no? If you implement that thing, if it is a possible thing, then it will be an innovation. For example, the company which I am working, no, actually this product what we are manufacturing is not at all in the world, and this is not an engineering process. Okay, actually the wear resistant plate what we are manufacturing, so they think about that, and they had invented this new type of model, and now we are manufacturing wear resistance plate. Okay, so today we are the monopoly in this world. Okay, no one in this world is doing this, and we are getting orders from all over the world, and from all the mine section we are getting the orders. What is the thing? If you are thinking, if there is 100 people in a group, if 100 people thinks in the same manner, there will not be any innovation, or there will not be any creativity. If anyone thinks in a different way, a person who is thinking in a different way, he will be a starring person, or he will be a milestone person, and everyone will be having thinking of that person in this life. So creativity and innovation will be the only source if you want to survive in this world, and if you want to be a person of 100 lots and lots of ideas, but many of them don't have the chance to implement that in this world. Okay, but you engineers of CIT have a bright future, because both the organization and the industries which we have collaborated with this college, both will have a support, because engineering college, if a student from this college, no, any other colleges, they won't have a recognition, or don't have a collaboration with the industry, and they don't get a proper mind of what industry needs. But here you can get I can assure you can get a solid knowledge of what actual industry needs. And if in CIT, the positive thing I can say is, if you have a little creativity, if you have a little innovation, you can shine in this world, and you can be the top person in the organization. What the industry needs, they are training. Okay, so just have a small two questions in this life. One is how this things are doing, and what is the
next alumni is Mr. Anshuman K. Iyengar, alumnus of Mechanical Department, 2013 to 2017 batch, Tech Policy Scholar, University of Cambridge, UK, and Director, Astral Creations Private Limited, India.
Hello, everyone. I trust that I'm audible.
Yeah, bro, you're audible. Yeah.
All right, perfect. So let me just quickly turn on my screen sharing.
Sure.
Right. So is everyone able to view my screen?
Yeah.
All right. So first of all, I would like to thank the moderators and Mr. Vasant for their kind words. And trust me, we haven't conjoined or prepared together, but let me tell you, when I progress with this presentation, it will link directly with whatever Mr. Vasant has said already. For starters, right. So innovation, it sounds familiar, but it has been very well detailed by our moderator. Innovation, it's just an idea that has been transformed into practical reality, but otherwise it's just called creation if it still stays in your head. Technological innovation, you need to bear in mind is not just a product, but it could also be a process whose technological characteristics are different from what has been before, or it could be completely new from what has never existed in the world before. So in that case, you call your innovation an invention. And finally, like I told, it needs to be either product innovation or process innovation before being brought to the market. Once it is, then it's not an innovation anymore. It's just a commercial product or a process. So how does it relate with engineering and technology? As you can see, there are two axes for you to work on. The first one to see how your product or process impacts the market and how technologically correlated it is. So if you just take a look at this superficially, there are 4 types, but let me show you the next slide, which probably has a lot more detail in it. And there's a small question for you for answers for which you can put in the chat window. I'll just give you around 15 to 20 seconds of time for that. Is you can see 8 types of innovation here. It's just a cartoon for jovial understanding of what innovation is all about. But which innovation type here do you think is related with engineering and technology? I would like some answers in the chat window and the moderators to help me with the answers, please.
All of them, is it? There has been a message from the chat box.
Okay. Do we have any more answers?
No, that's the one so far.
Okay. The answer is actually right. All of them include engineering and technology-based solutions. One could either be product-based, it could be your service-based, it could be process-based on how the product is created. And eventually the last one, which is the breakthrough innovation that people don't even think will work out, but 5 to 10 years down the line, that person will be considered a genius. So 8 types of innovation technically could be more, but this is a general bracket of how innovation is clustered in the world. Just because something is innovative, it doesn't mean it's a good idea, right? That's the bottom line. You need to make your product or process useful to people. It just boils down to the same question again. Of what Mr. Vasan said. You need to start asking the right questions. What, why, how, etc. to come up with solutions that actually benefit the society. So why to innovate, right? You're engineers. There needn't be a necessity for innovation. You could continue doing what you're already doing. But innovation has the potential to add some great value to practically anything and everything in life. And more importantly, you need to make sure that it need not be any monetary value. Right? Monetary value na money சம்பந்தப்பட்டது. If you create a product, அது வந்து உடனே உங்களுக்கு money சம்பந்தப்பட்டதா இருக்கணும்னு அவசியம் கிடையாது. It needn't be as directly correlated with your purse, all right? Which is why it's such critical when it comes to a sector like engineering. Even the smallest of changes impact the field in a very large way. Could you imagine, let's say, for example, taking screw, for example. Mechanical engineers would know that the count of threads, the diameter involved in creating the screw and how tapered it is are all small design changes that people make, but have some very incremental effects on how the product is used ultimately. And that's why innovation has perhaps become the most important source of competitive advantage in advanced and emerging economies. We know for sure that India is an emerging economy, but it is trying to pose itself to be ready for how advanced it can be. And building that capacity is probably the most paramount responsibility of engineers and technologists like us. And this has not been told right now. It has been told in 2001 by 2 of the topmost scholars in the US, in Harvard University, by Porter and Stern. Right, so let's get to the first question of what Mr. Vasant was saying. How does one innovate, right? So we would have all heard about this concept called design thinking. And in design thinking, you have 3 pillars, right? And you start off with the first pillar, which is on top, which is desirability. What people really want. மக்களுக்கு என்ன தேவையோ அதுதான் நம்ம பண்ண ஃபர்ஸ்ட் டைரக்டா கோரிலேட் பண்ணுவோம் இன்ஜினியரிங்கோட. So you have different user experiences that are listed here. You have viability. If you're running a business, if you're planning to convert it commercially, you need to try and make sure it is a viable solution also. And finally, whatever technology that you're using or whatever engineering solutions that you're creating for this innovation, it needs to be feasible. So if there is no desirability, no viability, and no feasibility, it is practically not correlated or not directly in line with what the market really needs. And if you see that center spot, this is just a complicated Venn diagram. You know about Venn diagrams, and there is a very small spot in between which caters to complete innovation. And there are very few products that fit this space. Some products either cater to functional innovation, emotional innovation, or process innovation, like you see the three green regions surrounding the center spot. But complete innovation is something which is achieved when everything fits in. There are some products that are brilliant in this regard. So who formally innovates? Now we saw how we can innovate, which is fine, but who formally innovates? So here in the University of Cambridge, I've been fortunate enough to learn under some very good professors. Some of them also published very well in that regard. So what I learned here first is about a structure called the triple helix innovation structure. You can make a note of this. The triple helix innovation structure includes three pillars. One is the government. Yes, sometimes the government also innovates, in case you didn't know. There is the industry, of course, represented by Mr. Vasant. They also innovate. There is academia, which includes your professors, PhD scholars, MPhil researchers, and you students, right? Do not discount yourself from the process. You guys are the topmost pillar when it comes to innovation and entrepreneurship. And if you look at the center space here again, you have competitiveness and regional development included with it. So what does that mean? நீங்க பண்ற ப்ராடக்ட் உங்களுக்கு மட்டும் பலன் அடைகிற மாதிரி இருக்கக்கூடாது. Of course, you will be getting your financial compensation, etc. But it needs to impact the regional development and the competitiveness of whichever state, whichever city, and whichever country you belong to. Perhaps that is why India is blessed in a way, because we have a lot of engineers that are coming out, but we'll get to that point later. There you go. We talked about how students could be included, but that doesn't necessarily mean only engineering students, right? Take a look at these points. The first point is by Sir Peter in his book, Engineering a Smart Nation. And he says the role of engineering in this transformation is critical. You know why? Because some of the key concepts that are taught to engineering students in today's world are not necessarily experienced by other students at all in their life. So what you learn in 4 years is equally paramount to what you create or co-create in the next 40 years in your career. So there has to be a sense of responsibility when you start learning engineering. There has to be fun, of course, but you learn it in a fun way, but also in a responsible way, so that it's useful eventually. And the second point states exactly that. You need to work to improve society, not just the local community, but the planet as a whole, because these days there is another concept called sustainable development, sustainable growth. And here in the UK, where I'm living right now, we have a net zero program happening. We have a post-Brexit scenario that is creating complications. So you need to start working to build a planet together. So take a look at the third point. I said India produces a lot of engineering graduates every year, which is a big plus. But why is it a challenge? 4 வருஷம் engineering முடிச்சிட்டாக்க நம்ம engineer அப்படின்னு அர்த்தம் கிடையாது, right? We are engineering graduates. So what differentiates engineering graduates and engineers? But as of now, it is creativity, like our moderator was saying. But what would differentiate them in the not so distant future? It could be tomorrow, it could be the next hour. The answer is applied creativity, and that directly translates to innovation. We are already kind of late in this regard. So if top colleges like CIT, which is currently number 2 in Tamil Nadu, starts working in this regard, it will be much useful for other colleges to start considering us to be their guiding pathways. Okay, we spoke about formal innovation. We had governments, we had industries, we had students, which is the academia, teaming up to create innovation. But what about tacit information? Tacit is informal. You don't even know about it. If you look at the center circle here, it talks about the triple helix, which we spoke about before. There is also a quadruple helix, which includes the context of society. And I'm going to tell you a very important point here because it is crucial for those who are planning to work towards rural development, etc. There is something called indigenous technical knowledge, and it is abbreviated as ITK. You know who the source of indigenous technical knowledge is? Uh, Throw in some answers on the chat window, and I'll like to have the moderators read it out for me, please.
Yeah, sure.
So think of it as a society. You're working towards rural development. Whom do you think will be the first contributors to indigenous technical knowledge? Just throw in your answers. It may be wrong, it may be right, but please feel free to contribute. Let's have this as a interactive session. You could answer two moderators if you have answers in your mind.
Yep. I didn't get the exact question. Can you come again?
Sure. So when we spoke about triple helix, it's more of a formal innovation model, right? We have governments, we have companies, and we have academia, which is working towards innovation. But beyond these three formal structures, there are also some informal structures in our society who do not belong to these three pillars. And they contribute to the quadruple helix model, especially the indigenous technical knowledge. So which kind of people do you think they are?
Are they entrepreneurs?
Could be entrepreneurs. That's one good answer. It considers societal innovation. But I'll tell you the most important thing in India.
Yeah.
Nobody recognizes this because they think it is still informal. It is a sad state of affairs, but only those working in development know. Have we got any answers in the chat window? Otherwise, I can shoot the answer.
NGOs? There was a chat answer. Yeah.
NGOs, yes.
Yeah, that was the only answer.
That was the only answer.
Okay, I'll tell you the biggest source of indigenous technical knowledge in India and the most historic ITK source in India. They are farmers. They are animal husbandry workers, right? And they are people who work in the construction sector. Indigenous technical knowledge is something which is not documented at all. When it comes to formal research, we publish research papers, we publish articles, we get patents. What about farmers? Right? What about animal husbandry workers? What about construction workers? Their work is not documented. Some of them have the most beautiful innovation processes. Let us start with the old days, go back to the construction work of the Tanjavur Periyakovil. Do you think they work towards building the big temple's tower using very modern techniques? Did you know how much space was needed to come up with such innovative ideas? And look at the indigenous technical knowledge of farmers. Some of them grow crops that are more nutritious than others. Why is that so? They don't use a lot of fertilizers. They don't use a lot of water for growth. And that's why we need to tap into such knowledge resources as well. So these will be converted from informal to formal innovation so that they get their recognition. And the final helix that you see here is the quintuple helix. And this talks about in the broader context of the natural environment of the society and economy. So this includes common citizens. திடீர்னு ரோட்ல நடந்து போயிட்டு இருப்பாங்க, சடனா ஒரு ஐடியா வரும், right? It is just the natural way in which the brain works. That is another sort of your natural environment of society. When it comes to economy, again, it's tabulated, but it's still considered tacit. So yeah, we addressed another answer of what. So we have covered what, we have covered why, we have covered how. Right. So if you're very keen on pursuing this further, I would advise reading these 4 books. எவ்வளோ டைம் வேணாலும் எடுத்துக்கோங்க, but please start off by reading these crucial books. For that matter, the second book, which is called Jugaad Innovation, is authored by one of my professors here. He's called Mr. Jaideep Prabhu. He's the Jawaharlal Nehru Professor of Indian business here at the Judge Business School of the University of Cambridge. So we start off with these 4 books, and this is very critical for the context of India. I'll just give you 10 more seconds to take a screenshot or probably a photograph of the screen. So if you're already excited, but you don't know where to begin, this is probably one of the best places to start. Even then, what do you want to do beyond a degree? Okay, 4 வருஷத்துல BE degree கிடைக்கிறது, சில பேருக்கு BTech கிடைக்கும். These are the points that you need to focus on, right? You belong to the formal structure. Willingly or unwillingly, you have now joined the formal sector from the informal innovation structure. The first point is very critical. You need to start participating in standardized training programs. Do not go there for certificates, okay? Go there for your own learning and experience. And this also includes internships. Second, as much as possible, give yourself the opportunity to conduct original research and get published, all right? Publish a paper. You have some beautiful professors who have worked in this regard. They are very experienced. Please tap into their brains. And if possible, if you're co-creating or coming up with something very, very intellectual, and if nobody else has done it before, please get intellectual property rights. Patent vaangunga, copyright vaangunga, design trademarks vaangunga. Everything your brainchild is all about needs to be accredited to you. Sometimes you don't even need it, because நீங்க சொசைட்டிக்கு பெனிஃபிட் ஆகுது அப்படின்னு சொல்லிட்டு ஐபிஆர் வாங்காம விட்டீங்கன்னாக்க உங்களை விட ஒரு கிரேட்டான ஆள் கிடையாது இந்த உலகத்துல. There are so many people who have done that. But அது உங்க பேருக்கு வந்துட்டு அப்புறமா பண்ணுங்க. As in you don't have to monetize it, right? So that others don't mimic it directly. You will lose out on your opportunity in that case. Get into college teams like Baha, Supra for various competitions. You have non-static innovation frame of mind. That is more critical. Use the innovation center in the college. You have a great APJ Abdul Kalam Center, I guess. So you got to start making use of those resources. Higher studies எவ்வளவு பேருக்கு பண்ண முடியுமோ பண்ணுங்க தயவுசெய்து, because 4 years of BE has become nothing before compared to 5 or 10 years. நீங்க இண்டஸ்ட்ரிக்கு போகணும்னு நினைச்சீங்கன்னாக்க this is not important. பட் நீங்க ரிசர்ச்ல இறங்கணும்னு நினைச்சீங்கன்னாக்க higher studies பண்றதுக்கு இதோட ஒரு நல்ல opportunity கிடைக்காது. We are getting out of a pandemic, so this is probably going to be the best way forward. And the last point is just a general point. You need to go one step at a time. Not everybody can do everything every time perfectly. That's just how the world works. So this is why you need your own personal excellence as well as your spirit of teamwork. Working in tandem to come up with best solutions for the world. Right. Even beyond that, if you're feeling more practical right now, what to do when it comes to innovation, please hit up this website called innovate.mygov.in/innovate-India. You can share your innovation. It could be anything to this portal, and you will be awarded under the Niti Aayog Atal Innovation Mission. I'm pretty sure the Innovation Center in our college is also tied up in this regard. Please contact the professors. If not, Ningle start making initiatives to contribute to original research and innovation in India. All right then. Thank you so much for your time. These are my handles. You can contact me anytime using these handles. I'm very open for communication in that regard. I also have a CIT Chennai email ID, so I'm just staying rooted still. So you can also send me a formal mail in that case. All right. Thank you so much, guys. Back to you, moderators.
Thanks a lot, bro. It was very deep insight for me personally. So I have a question for you, bro. Okay.
Yes, please.
Are there any disadvantages for innovation? We know the good sides, okay? Let's get to the devil's creature side. What are the disadvantages of innovation? What do you feel regarding those lines?
Okay, I'll get back to the dimensions of how the world operates, right? Let's get to the space-time context of innovation.
Okay.
The biggest disadvantage of any innovation, or the biggest detriment to it, could be its lack of relevance to time and space. If you're innovating something for the context of India, and if you cannot take it to any other developed country, and if you still want to do it, for some reason, it could be detrimental in nature. So that's the disadvantage of space that I'm talking about. The disadvantage of time could be if you don't do anything that is of context now and end up doing only 20 years later, you will be timed out of the innovation process. That is another disadvantage. If you're late or if you're too early, that is a disadvantage. Have you heard about how the innovation progresses from one stage to the other? How there are early innovators, how there are adapters, early adapters, late adapters, etc. Please bear in mind that
Okay.
Yeah, please bear in mind that innovators only collect 2.5% of the global advantage of doing the innovation. The other 13.5, and whatever happens in the future in terms of late adapters and laggards are something which is of benefit to the world, not to us who are innovators. So you're doing it not just for your own benefits, but for the world in general. If you do not have that in mind, that is again a disadvantage for innovation.
Okay, that made a few blank spaces clear for me. So, how do organizations bring innovation into their culture?
That's a great question. We are talking about three different organizations here. Let's get back to the formal structure. Yeah. When it comes to government, it is very important for people in the government who are doing policy making. My specialization is policy making again, so I can speak from experience that you need to start consulting stakeholders before you take decisions. Sometimes the private sector is better at doing it, right? So if the government cannot do it because it is either expensive, it is either time consuming, it is too much involving human resources that they cannot afford, it's best to leave it to the private sector. I see a lot of issues in India right now when it comes to privatization of certain resources. You need to look at it from the innovation point of view. There are certain things which the government simply cannot do. It might have been doing it in the past, but if it is inherently innovation heavy, a government like India, which only spends around 2.5% of its GDP in R&D, is not capable enough at this point of time. In 10 years, it could be, but at this point of time, we need the help of the private sector to do it as well. So inclusiveness is one thing that institutions should consider for innovation. Secondly, it should be sustainable in nature. So you need to not just look at the present, but also the future when you take decisions in that regard. And when we talk about the future, the biggest human resources in that regard are students. So of course, the academia comes in as well. So academia, private sector, and government have to work together in tandem in the triple helix structure to come up with formal solutions for innovation.
Okay, that was super clear. Thanks a lot, bro. We are deeply indebted for your knowledge.
Anytime.
Yeah.
Next, we have Mr. Devakumar S., alumnus of Electrical and Electronics Department, 2013 to 2017 batch, Senior Software Engineer, Mindtree.
Hello, guys. So,
Hello, Anna.
thanks for introducing me, guys. Hopefully, Vasant and Anushman has already given a lot of details, actually. I don't want to go too deep into it. So, I have been working as a software developer for quite 3 years. So, let me dive into some practical experience. So, I can just give you some idea like where you can actually use it in your upcoming future, or how it will benefit you personally, or how you can benefit to the environment, actually. So, the thing is like, you might have already got an idea what is creativity and why it cannot be a separate thing from innovation. Okay, the idea is like நீங்க ஒரு ஐடியா வச்சிருக்கீங்க ப்ராக்டிக்கலா. ஓகே, எனக்கு ஒரு ஐடியா தோணுது, நான் வந்து இதை பண்ணணும்னு நினைக்கிறேன் அப்படின்னும் போது that is just a creativity part. You have to think about it, how you can solve a problem, how you can bring up a new solution to existing problem. And innovation is something that you bring it to the existing world. நீங்க வெறும் யோசிச்சு வச்சிருக்கேன், என்கிட்ட ஒரு ப்ராடக்ட் இருக்குன்னா it ends up with the creativity part. Okay, நீங்க வந்து எதனா பண்ணணும் அதுக்காக பாத்தீங்கன்னா you have to just work on it. You have to like most of the issues that we see in industry is also like உங்களுக்கு most of the time தெரியும் எனக்கு இதுதான் ப்ராப்ளம் அப்படின்னு சொல்லிட்டு. Let's say now some clients are coming and telling you like okay, எனக்கு வந்து ஒரு சில இஷ்யூஸ் இருக்கு, நான் வந்து இந்த இஷ்யூஸ் ஃபேஸ் பண்றேன். Client will never come and tell you like okay, I want a fixed solution, எனக்கு இந்த மாதிரி சொல்யூஷன் சொல்ல மாட்டாங்க. When you go out of college, நீங்க என்ன மாதிரி ஒரு விஷயம் சந்திப்பீங்கன்னு பாத்தீங்கன்னா it will be completely like a blank space. உங்களுக்கு வந்து எனக்கு ப்ராப்ளம் மட்டும் தான் சொல்லுவாங்க. You have to think how to solve the problem. That's where you have to use the creativity part. ஸோ நீங்க ஒரு ப்ராப்ளம் வந்து சொல்றாங்க, எக்ஸாம்பிள் வந்து எனக்கு ஒரு சைட் வேணும், எனக்கு ஒரு வெப்சைட் வேணும், நான் வந்து ஒரு இ-காமர்ஸ் டொமைன் ரன் பண்றேன்னு சொல்றாங்கன்னா you have to think how you can innovate it creatively. பிகாஸ் நீங்க ஆல்ரெடி பார்த்துருப்பீங்க, நான் அமேசான் மாதிரி உங்களுக்கு ஒரு வெப்சைட் ரெடி பண்ணி கொடுக்குறேன், நான் ஃபிளிப்கார்ட் மாதிரி ஒரு வெப்சைட் ரெடி பண்ணி கொடுக்குறேன்னா that will not be sufficient actually. You have to make something new, something exciting to the customer. ஏன் உங்க சைட் அவங்க யூஸ் பண்ணணும்? What is the convenience you are going to bring them? So these are all where you can actually use some creative part. Okay, so this is some. There will be a separate team called business analyst, and there will be a separate team called developer testing. Everyone, எல்லாருக்குமே தனித்தனி ரோல்ஸ் இருக்குங்க. ஸோ அப்போ என்ன ஆகும்னா client will just come up and tell there is a requirement. This business analyst will take care of it actually. They will interact between the customer and they will interact between the development team. அப்போ யூஸ்வலா என்ன நடக்கும்னா இந்த மாதிரி இடத்துல வந்து பாத்தீங்கன்னா the creativity process வந்து மோஸ்டா பாத்தீங்கன்னா BA அனலிஸ்ட் மேனேஜர்ஸ் இவங்க வந்து மோஸ்டா முடிச்சிருவாங்க. இந்த மாதிரி ஒரு விஷயத்த நாங்கள் எப்படி பண்ணலாம். ஸோ there will be a role of UX engineers, there will be a role of few more people. So let's say you are part of a development team or a testing team, because mostly engineers பாத்தீங்கன்னா நீங்க காலேஜ் முடிச்சுட்டு போற இடம் எல்லாமே இங்க இருக்கும்னு பாத்தீங்கன்னா mostly it will be a development area or a quality engineers. ஸோ இந்த ஏரியா தான் மோஸ்ட் நீங்க ஃபோக்கஸ் பண்ணுவீங்க. அப்ப என்ன ஆகுதுன்னா நீங்க ஒரு டெவலப்பரா இருக்கும்போது உங்ககிட்ட வந்து ஒரு ஃபிக்ஸ்ட் ரோல் கொடுத்துருவாங்க. ஓகே நம்ம என்ன பண்ண போறோம்னா இந்த வெப்சைட்ல ஒரு பர்டிகுலர் சினாரியோஸ் கிரியேட் பண்ண போறோம், ஒரு ஃபங்க்ஷனாலிட்டி பண்ண போறோம். You can be any department. It should not be just a technological based like a software or something. You can be a mechanical or electrical engineer. When you are going to do something, okay, நீங்க வந்து அந்த இடத்துல யோசிக்கணும், ஓகே நான் இது வந்து ஆல்ரெடி பண்ணிருக்காங்க, நான் அதே மாதிரி பண்றேன்றதை விட நான் ஏன் இதை இப்படியே பண்ணணும், நான் ஏன் இதுதான் வந்து நம்ம அனுஷ்மனும் சொன்னாரு, வசந்தும் சொன்னாரு, we should think, okay, like why should I do it, how should I do it. ஏன்னா இப்போ நம்ம டிபிக்கலா எல்லாமே பண்ணும்போது நம்ம பண்ற விஷயமே ஆல்ரெடி பண்றோம். நான் ஒரு விஷயத்த ஆல்ரெடி நெட்ல கூகுள் பண்றேன், இந்த விஷயம் ஆல்ரெடி பண்ணிருக்காங்க, I'm just gonna copy paste the code, I'm gonna follow the same structure போது it's not innovative, okay, it's not creativity, you're just doing the same thing. அப்ப நீங்க வந்து எதுவுமே புதுசா பண்ணாத போது அங்க இனோவேட்டிவ் கிரியேட்டிவிட்டி இருக்காது. இன்னொரு விஷயம் என்னன்னா எல்லாருமே பண்ணதே பண்ண போறீங்கன்னும் போது you will not shine also. ஓகே லெட்ஸ் சே நீங்க வந்து ஒரு 50 people இருக்கிற டீம்ல இருக்கீங்க, அதெல்லாம் ஒரு நீங்க ஒரு 10 டெவலப்பர்ஸ்ல நீங்களும் ஒருத்தரா இருக்கீங்கன்னும் போது when you are doing the same thing உங்களுக்கு கரியர் வைஸ் growth பாத்தீங்கன்னா ரொம்ப கம்மியா இருக்கும். That is something I have noticed a lot in my experience actually. ஏன்னா I have seen some people who used to work in a different way. Like உங்களுக்கு ஒரு 10 டாஸ்க் கொடுக்குறாங்க, ஒரு 10 விஷயம் நீங்க பண்றீங்கன்னும் போது these are some people who do some 2-3 things எக்ஸ்ட்ரான்னும் போது எப்படின்னா அவங்களுக்கு வந்து ஒரு விஷயம் பண்ண சொல்றாங்கன்னா அவங்க வந்து அதையும் பண்ணி முடிச்சுட்டு மாதிரி பண்ணும்போது நான் வந்து இந்த மாதிரி விஷயம் பண்ணும்போது எனக்கு எக்ஸ்ட்ரா ஒரு பண்ணும்போது உங்களுக்கு ஒரு நிறைய ஐடியாஸ் இருக்கு, நிறைய உங்களுக்கு பண்ண தோணுதுன்னா நீங்க அதை வாலண்டியரா பண்ணணும். பண்ணிட்டு எடுத்துட்டு போய் நீங்க கொடுக்கும்போது உங்களுக்கு ஒரு நல்ல ஒரு தனி இடம் கிடைக்கும் உங்களுக்குன்னு பாத்தீங்கன்னா ஆஃபீஸ் எல்லாமே உங்களுக்கு ஒரு அட்வான்டேஜ் இருக்கு. தட் இஸ் சம்திங் தேர். அண்ட் நான் வந்து கிரியேட்டிவ்னு சொல்லும் போது மோஸ்டா என்ன விஷயம் நிறைய நோட்டீஸ் பண்றதுன்னா புதுசா ஒரு விஷயம் நீங்க பண்றீங்க, when you're trying to do something completely new you tend to quit a lot. நிறைய பேர் நான் ஒரு விஷயம் ட்ரை பண்ணணும்னு நினைப்பாங்க, ஒரு ஐடியா தோணும், let it be a startup, okay, you want to make an application or you want to make a small product. உங்களுக்கு அது ஐடியா இருக்கும், நீங்க ஸ்டார்ட் பண்ணுவீங்க, கொஞ்ச நாள்ல வந்து உங்களுக்கு நிறைய வந்து தடங்கள் வருது, you feel like it's not going to work out அப்படின்னா நீங்க வெயிட் பண்ணக்கூடாது. You have to just keep thinking on some other way. So the best way to creativity is like நீங்க ஒரு விஷயம் பண்ணும்போது ஒரு விஷயத்துக்கு சொல்யூஷன் கிடைக்கலன்னா இன்னொரு வகையில போய் அதை தேடுறதுதான் கிரியேட்டிவிட்டி, சிம்பிளி ஆஸ் போட். அண்ட் நான் எனக்கு வந்து ஒரு சொல்யூஷன் கிடைச்சிருச்சு, இந்த ப்ராப்ளம் அப்படிதான் சால்வ் பண்ண போறேன்னா அதை பண்ணி முடிக்கிறது தான் இன்னோவேஷன். அண்ட் இன்னொரு முக்கியமான விஷயம் என்ன நான் நோட்டீஸ் பண்ணிருக்கேன்னா நீங்க வந்து ஒரு ப்ராடக்ட்டை டிசைன் பண்ண போறீங்க, ஒன்னு ரெடி பண்றீங்கன்னா இட் ஷுட் ஃபிட் டு தி ஆக்சுவல் வேர்ல்ட். ஓகே உங்களுக்கு பிடிச்ச ஒரு விஷயத்த பண்றதுக்கும் இந்த உலகத்துக்கு அது யூஸ்ஃபுல்லா இருக்குன்ற விஷயத்துக்கும் நிறைய டிஃபரெண்ட். உங்களோட ஐடியாவை நீங்க பண்ணும்போது யூ ஷுட் செக் ஃபியூ திங்ஸ் லைக் அனுஷ்மன் சொன்ன மாதிரி will it actually help someone, are you going to improve someone's life. ஸோ இந்த மாதிரி விஷயம்லாம் இருக்கு. இதெல்லாம் நீங்க வந்து கிரியேட்டிவ் இன்னோவேஷன் மூலியமா நிறைய பண்ண முடியும். ஸோ ஐ வாண்ட் டு ஆட் சம் ஃபியூ ஐடியாஸ் லைக் which you can actually take up. ஏன்னா நீங்க வந்து இப்போ இந்த செஷன்ல பார்த்தீங்கன்னா ஃபர்ஸ்ட் இயர்ஸ் இருப்பீங்க, செகண்ட் இயர், தேர்ட் இயர், ஃபோர்த் இயர். ஸோ நீங்க என்ன பண்ணலாம்னா லைக் ஆல்ரெடி ஐ பின் பார்ட் ஆஃப் பாஹா ஆக்சுவலி இந்த காலேஜ். ஸோ நிறைய ஆப்பர்ச்சுனிட்டிஸ் இருக்கு நீங்க ஜாயின் பண்ணி பண்றதுக்கு. இல்லைன்னா நீங்க வந்து இப்போ நான் கம்ப்யூட்டர் சயின்ஸ் டிபார்ட்மெண்ட்ல இருக்கேன், நான் சிவில்ல இருக்கேன், எலக்ட்ரிக்கல்ல இருக்கேன் அப்படின்னா நீங்க என்ன மாதிரி யோசிக்கலாம் அப்படின்னா எவ்ரிஒன் வாஸ் அபவுட் ஏஐ ரைட் நவ். ஸோ எல்லாருக்குமே தெரியும் ஏஐல எவ்வளவு இனோவேஷன்ஸ் வருது, எவ்வளவு லைப்ரரிஸ் புதுசா எடுத்துட்டு வராங்க, என்னென்ன இனோவேஷன்ஸ் பண்ணிட்டு இருக்காங்க. அண்ட் there is not even a single field which is not impacted by AI right now. Okay, but still there are certain things that is coming up. இன்னும் எப்படி சொல்லலாம்னா ஒரு விஷயம் நம்ம பண்ணும்போது அதுல அட்வான்டேஜும் இருக்கு, டிஸ்அட்வான்டேஜும் இருக்கு. ஏன்னா சில பேர் சொல்லுவாங்க ஏஐல என்னோட ஜாப் போயிடும், அப்படி கிடையாது. அதே டைம் ஏஐல வந்து எல்லாமே பாசிட்டிவான சைட் மட்டும் எடுத்து வர முடியுமோன்னு அதுவும் கிடையாது. It will always have a negative impact. So let's say now in 10 years from தேவைப்படும் ஒரு நார்மல் ஒரு அல்காரிதம் ரன் பண்றதுக்காக நீங்க ஒரு ஹை லெவல் சாஃப்ட்வேர்ல போனீங்க, you will not see the back end in front actually. ஸோ ஒரு நார்மல் ஒரு 4 hours ரன் பண்ற அல்காரிதம் எவ்வளவு கார்பன் எமிஷன் ரன் பண்ணுது, எவ்வளவு பொல்யூஷன் அதனால கிரியேட் ஆகுது, நம்ம ஒரு எஃபிஷியன்டான சிஸ்டம் கிரியேட் பண்ண முடியுமா, these are some very you can still work at you are in a college. ஏன்னா நீங்க இண்டஸ்ட்ரிக்கு போயிட்டீங்கன்னா என்ன ஆகும்னா few things are already decided. Okay, நீங்க அந்த ஸ்டாண்டர்டை விட்டு வேற விஷயம் ட்ரை பண்றதுக்கான டைமும் உங்களுக்கு கம்மியா இருக்கும். யூ ஹேவ் டு ஒர்க் ஒன்லி ஆன் தி வீக்கெண்ட்ஸ் ஆக்சுவலி. ஸோ மோஸ்ட்லி நீங்க என்ன பண்ண முடியும் காலேஜ்ல இருக்கும் போதுன்னு பாத்தீங்கன்னா நீங்க இந்த மாதிரி ஒரு டாபிக்ஸை பிக் பண்ணிக்கிட்டீங்கன்னா உங்களுக்கு நல்லா இருக்கும். நீங்க நாளைக்கு நீங்க வந்து எம்ப்ளாயிஸாவே யோசிக்கணும்ன்ற அவசியம் கிடையாது. தட் இஸ் ஒன் குட் திங் ஃபார் இன்ஜினியர்ஸ். நீங்க காலேஜ் முடிச்சுட்டு போகும்போதே பாத்தீங்கன்னா யூ கேன் பிகம் அ என்டர்பிரனர். நீங்க வந்து ஒரு ஐடியாவை சால்வ் பண்றீங்க, நீங்க எமிஷன் உங்களால குறைக்க முடியுமா, ஒரு ப்ராடக்ட்ல இருந்து உங்களால வந்து அந்த வேஸ்ட்டை வந்து ஒரு அட்வான்டேஜா மாற்ற முடியுமா, எஃபிஷியன்டா பண்ண முடியுமா, ஒரு 4 hours ரன் பண்ற டாஸ்க் உங்களால 1 hour ரன் பண்ண வைக்க முடியுமா, ஹவு எஃபிஷியன்ட் யூ கேன் டூ பர்டிகுலர் டாஸ்க். இதெல்லாம் வந்து கிரியேட்டிவ் இன்வென்ஷன் தான். இப்போ நம்ம எல்லாமே பண்ணதையே திருப்பி பண்றதுக்கு இல்ல ஆல்ரெடி பண்ண விஷயத்தையும் நீங்க எப்படி கிரியேட்டிவா பண்ண முடியுன்றதும் இது உங்களுக்கு ஒரு அட்வான்டேஜ். ஸோ தீஸ் ஆர் சம்திங் யூ கேன் டெஃபினெட்லி ஒர்க் ஆன் இட். ஸோ தட்ஸ் இட் ஃப்ரம் மை எண்ட். ஸோ உங்களுக்கு எதனா டவுட்ஸ் இருக்கு, யூ ஹேவ் எனி क्वेश्चंस யூ கேன் ஆஸ்க் மீ. Thank you guys.
தேங்க்ஸ் போத், ரொம்ப நன்றி ஆக்சுவலி. ஸோ என்னோட கொஸ்டின் என்ன அப்படின்னா, காலேஜில் லைக் ஸ்டூடெண்ட்ஸ் லைக் அஸ், வாட் ஆர் தி அதர் வேஸ் தட் வி குட் டெவலப் தீஸ் ஸ்கில்ஸ் while in college? Like what should we do, what are the process that we need to take upon to get these skills?
Okay, see, first of all, நீங்க வந்து ஒரு 5 ideas ஷார்ட்லிஸ்ட் பண்ணிக்கணும் முதல்லயே பாத்தீங்கன்னா. It will be better if you can do as soon as possible. ஏன்னு சொன்னா இது வந்து நீங்க ஜென்ரலாவே வந்து ஸ்கில்னு பார்க்கும்போது யூ ஷுட் ஆக்சுவலி திங்க் இன் ரிவர்ஸ் ஆர்டர். ஓகே, நான் வந்து ஸ்கில்ல டெவலப் பண்ணிக்கிட்டு இம்ப்ளிமெண்ட் பண்ண போறேன்றதை விட நீங்க என்ன பண்ணணும்னு நினைக்கிறீங்க நம்ம டிசைட் இஸ் வெரி கிளியர் ஹியர். ஓகே, உங்களுக்கு வந்து ஒரு விஷயம் பண்ணணும்னு இருக்குன்னா யூ கேன் பிக் அ டாஸ்க். லெட்ஸ் சே யூ வாண்ட் டு மேக் அன் ஆப். ஓகே, இந்த ஆப் நான் பண்ண போறேன்னும் போது யூ வில் ஆட்டோமேட்டிக்லி ஸ்டார்ட் லேர்னிங் எவ்ரிதிங் ரிலேட்டட் டு இட். காட் இட்? இதுக்கு நான் என்னென்ன தேவைப்படுது, இதை பண்ணும்போது ஏன்னா ஏன் இப்படி சொல்றேன்னா உங்களுக்கு எல்லாமே தெரியாது. ஃபர்ஸ்ட் டைம்ல பண்ணும்போது இதை பண்ணும்போது தான் உங்களுக்கு என்ன இஷ்யூஸ் வரும்னு தெரியும். நீங்க வந்து ஒரு 5 months ஒர்க் பண்ணலாம் நினைச்சிருப்பீங்க, 3rd monthல ஒரு ஸ்ட்ரகிள் வரும் உங்களுக்கு. அப்பதான் தெரியும் ஓகே இந்த மாதிரி ஒரு இஷ்யூ வந்து நான் என்ன பண்ணணும் அப்படின்னு சொல்லிட்டு. ஸோ இட் இஸ் மோஸ்ட்லி லேர்னிங் பார்ட் ஆக்சுவலி. ஸோ நீங்க வந்து ஸ்கில் என்ன எக்ஸாக்டா கத்துக்கணும்ன்றதை விட ஃபெயில் ஆவீங்க, நிறைய கத்துப்பீங்க அந்த மாதிரி. ஸோ ஸ்கில் இஸ் நாட் சம்திங் தட் யூ கேன் லேர்ன் ஃப்ரம் அதர்ஸ், யூ ஹேவ் டு லேர்ன் இட் பை யுவர் செல்ஃப் ஆக்சுவலி when doing something. ஏன்னா இது நான் இன்னும் என்னோட பர்சனல் எக்ஸ்பீரியன்ஸ் சொல்லணும்னா, நம்ம காலேஜ்ல வந்து பிளேஸ்மெண்ட்ஸ் ட்ரைனிங் பண்றாங்க, நம்ம நிறைய கோடிங்ஸ் கத்துக்கிறோம், நிறைய கத்துக்கிறோம். பட் நீங்க ஒரு இண்டஸ்ட்ரியில போயிட்டு உங்களுக்கு ஒரு டாஸ்க் கொடுக்கும் போது நீங்க பண்ணும்போது நிறைய விஷயம் அதுல ஃபெயில் ஆகுவீங்க. ஓகே, அந்த மாதிரி மிஸ்டேக்ஸ்ல கத்துக்கிற விஷயம் வந்து இட்ஸ் லைக் அ கேம் சேஞ்சிங் எக்ஸ்பீரியன்ஸ். ஸோ ஸ்கில் வைஸ் பார்க்கும்போது நீங்க வந்து ஃபர்ஸ்ட் டிசைட் பண்றது ஈஸி. ஃபர்ஸ்ட் வந்து நான் என்ன பண்ண போறேன், ஏன் பண்ண போறேன், எப்படி பண்ண போறேன், இதை நீங்க டிசைட் பண்ணிட்டீங்கனாலே இந்த ப்ராசஸ்ல நீங்க நிறைய கத்துக்க ஆரம்பிச்சிடுவீங்க. And more important thing is like you should not quit it actually. ஒர்க் ஆகல எதனா ஒண்ணு மிஸ் ஆயிடுச்சுன்னா நீங்க ஓகே நான் வேற எப்படி அதை பண்ண முடியும்னு யோசிக்கிறத விட்டுட்டு ஓகே இது எனக்கு செட் ஆகாதுன்னு விட்டுட்டீங்கன்னா that's where it actually ends. So that is something you should never do it in a college period. எவ்வளவுனா ரிஸ்க் எடுக்கலாம் நீங்க, அதுதான் ஒரு அட்வான்டேஜ் உங்களுக்கு. எவ்வளவு ரிஸ்க் எடுக்க முடியுதோ, எவ்வளவு நிறைய புதுசா ட்ரை பண்றீங்களோ, because there are many psychological surveys that has been done on it. Okay, I will just give a small example. Like there have been a 2 group who has been done a psychological study. என்னன்னு பாத்தீங்கன்னா ஒரு குரூப்ல வந்து ஒரு குரூப் ஆஃப் ஸ்டூடெண்ட்ஸ்க்கு என்ன சொல்றாங்கன்னா, நீங்க வந்து உங்களுக்கு ஒரு 2 days டைம் கொடுக்குறோம், என்ன மாதிரி விஷயம்லாம் நீங்க பண்ண முடியும்னு சொல்லிட்டு நீங்க வந்து ஒரு பர்டிகுலர் டாஸ்க் கொடுத்துடுறாங்க அவங்க கிட்ட. இது யார் ரொம்ப எஃபிஷியன்டா பண்றாங்க அப்படின்னு சொல்லிட்டு தான் அவங்களுக்கு ஒரு பேசிக்கான டாஸ்க். ஓகே, ஒரு குரூப் ஆஃப் ஸ்டூடெண்ட்க்கு என்ன சொல்றாங்கன்னா, நீங்க வந்து பிளான் பண்ணி பண்ணக்கூடாது, நீங்க எவ்வளவு ட்ரை பண்றீங்களோ ட்ரை பண்ணலாம், ஆனா எங்களுக்கு வந்து ஒரு பெஸ்ட் சொல்யூஷன் வேணும் அப்படின்னு சொல்றாங்க. செகண்ட் குரூப் ஆஃப் ஸ்டூடெண்ட் கிட்ட என்ன சொல்றாங்கன்னா, நீங்க வந்து நிறைய பண்ணி எல்லாம் பார்க்க கூடாது, எனக்கு நீங்க ஒரே சொல்யூஷன் தான் கொடுக்கணும், அது வெல் பிளான்ட் சொல்யூஷனா இருக்கும்னு சொல்றாங்க. These are 2 different perspectives. ஓகே, பட் என்ன ஆகுதுன்னா சர்ப்ரைசிங்லி எண்ட் ஆஃப் த டே நீங்க 2 பேர் குரூப்பையும் பார்க்கும்போது the better performed people are the second group. யாரு நிறைய ட்ரை பண்ணி பண்ணிருக்காங்களோ they have given excellent product and many product actually more than the people who have actually planned more before doing a prototype. ஸோ இதுதான் நான் சொல்ல வந்தது. ஏன்னா நீங்க ஒரு 1 year ஆஃப் பீரியட்ல நீங்க 5 ப்ராடக்ட் பண்ணும்போது you are far away than people who have planned for 1 year and doing a single product. ஏன்னா அந்த லேர்னிங்ன்றது வந்து உங்களால வந்து சொல்ல முடியாது, it will be a learning experience in the process. So hopefully I answered your question, I guess, right?
Bro, there is a question from the participants. The question is, how can we manage and tackle the creative?
பட் என்ன விஷயம்னா நம்ம அது எழுதுறது கிடையாது, எல்லாமே யோசிச்சுட்டு விட்டுடுறோம். இந்த எக்ஸாக்ட் இஷ்யூ அவங்க சொன்னாங்களே எப்படி டேக்கிள் பண்றது கிரியேட்டிவிட்டி டிராஃபிக், எழுதி வச்சுக்கோங்க. லெட்ஸ் சே இந்த கிரியேட்டிவிட்டி டிராஃபிக் நிறைய டைப் ஆஃப் கிரியேட்டிவிட்டி டிராஃபிக் இருக்கு. எனக்கு ஒரே டைம்ல 10 ஐடியா தோணுது, நான் எதை பண்ணலாம்னு எனக்கு தெரியல, தட் இஸ் ஒன் டைப் ஆஃப் இட். இல்லைன்னா எனக்கு ஒரு ஐடியா தோணுது, எனக்கு அதுல நிறைய வேரியேஷன்ஸ் இருக்கு, எனக்கு அதுல ஒரு கிளாரிட்டி இல்ல, என்னால ஒரு விஷயத்தை எடுத்து அதை கிளாரிட்டியா பண்ண முடியலன்னா the best way to do is like write it down. ப்ராசஸ் வைஸ் எக்ஸாக்டா உட்காந்து என்ன தோணுதோ அது எழுதுங்க. ஏன் எழுத சொல்றேன், இட்ஸ் நாட் ஈவன் குட் டு டைப் இட் ஆக்சுவலி, பிகாஸ் இன் மாடர்ன் வேர்ல்ட் எல்லாத்துக்குமே நம்மளுக்கு ஒரு ஆப் இருக்கு, எல்லாமே நம்மளால ட்ராக் பண்ண முடியுது. பட் ஸ்டில் ஈவன் இஃப் யூ சீ இன் த கார்பரேட் வேர்ல்ட், ஸ்டில் வி யூஸ் டு ரைட் சம்திங் இன் த போர்ட் ஆக்சுவலி. ஏன்னா when you write it down you get more clarity on it. என்ன பண்ணணும் என்ன பண்ணக்கூடாது. And basically it's been like years actually. நம்ம என்னதான் டெக்னாலஜிக்கல் டெவலப்மெண்ட் இருந்தாலும் இத்தனை வருஷமா நம்ம பிரெயின் வந்து நம்மளோட ரைட்டிங்ல ரொம்ப ஹார்டா டேப் ஆயிருக்கு. நீங்க அதனாலதான் நம்ம சின்ன வயசுல படிக்கும் போது நீங்க நிறைய பேர் கேள்விப்பட்டிருப்பீங்க, நம்ம ஒரு தடவை படிக்கிறதுக்கும் ஒரு தடவை எழுதுறதுக்கும் டிஃபரன்ஸ் இருக்கு. நீங்க ஒன் டைம் எழுதும் போதே அதை நீங்க உங்க பிரெயின் வந்து ரொம்ப கிளியரா வந்து அதை வந்து திங்க் பண்ணுது. ஸோ இந்த மாதிரி விஷயத்த நீங்க எழுதும் போது ஈஸியா இருக்கும். யூ ஹேவ் டு ஸ்டார்ட் ரைட்டிங் எவ்ரிதிங், ட்ராக்கிங் இட் ஃப்ரம் a notebook actually instead of a digital app or something. That will actually help you a lot.
Bro,
Thank you,
who is
Anna.
the most innovative person you have ever met?
Okay.
Yep, who is it?
நிறைய இருக்கு. Okay, so
You just need to give
see,
one person, just one.
yeah, so sure. So actually I kind of very என்ன சொல்றது, எனக்கு ஏஐனா இப்போ ரொம்ப பிடிச்சிருக்கு கொஞ்ச நாளா. ஸோ நான் அதுலயே சொல்ல விரும்புறேன். என்னன்னு பாத்தீங்கன்னா, right now you know AI is most advanced ஒர்க் பண்ண முடியாது. ஓகே, தட் இஸ் a new research that has been found actually. நீங்க எவ்வளவு அட்வான்ஸ்டா ஒரு லாஜிக் எழுதினாலும் சரி, எவ்வளவு அட்வான்ஸ்டா ஒரு டெக்னாலஜி நீங்க எவ்வளவு மில்லியன் இன்வெஸ்ட் பண்ணாலும், a single program or a robot cannot run itself actually for a certain period of time. It has to be supported by a human. It has to be maintained. It has to be charged. Okay, the biggest question is like, how are you going to do it? ஏன்னா நீங்க மூவிஸ் எல்லாம் பார்த்திருப்பீங்க, எல்லாருக்குமே தெரியும். நீங்க அர்னால்ட் மூவி எல்லாம் பார்த்திருப்பீங்கன்னு நினைக்கிறேன், டெர்மினேட்டர். ஸோ என்ன விஷயம்னா, மூவில காட்டுற அளவுக்கு இது சிம்பிள் கிடையாது. ரியாலிட்டியில பாத்தீங்கன்னா மிஷின் cannot run itself after some period of time. Okay, எப்படி நீங்க அதை ரன் பண்ண போறீங்க? That is a very big challenge right now. That is something many companies are already working on it, but they couldn't find it. So like some people are telling like you can give a solar energy so that robot will always have a sustainable energy to run. It doesn't have to shut down by itself. So அதுவும் சொல்றாங்க, but is it perfectly a good solution? தெரியாது. So these are some innovative questions that I've heard and I have not found answers. I'm still finding it. I'm still searching on it. So that is something I have heard.
Awesome, bro. Thanks a lot for your time, bro. We love you.
Thanks.
Next, we have Mr. Shravan Kumar, alumnus of Electronics and Communication Department, 2014 to 2018 branch, Senior Pega Developer, Legato Health Technologies.
Hi guys. Actually, I don't think I have any more information because all the previous presenters have given all the information that I thought of giving you. I could just give you my experience, or how you can try to be more. Unless you know something, you can't be innovative, because let's say you thought of an idea. You don't know whether it is already existing, or you don't know whether it is creative, or whether it is innovative. So it's only be possible to be innovative or creative with the amount of information that you already know. So I would suggest you to since you are the earliest stages of your career, or earliest stages of your engineering, you have plenty of time to learn things, and you have plenty of time to explore things. So I could let's say I am from Andhra Pradesh. So when I came to Chennai Institute of Technology in the beginning, I never thought I would be let's say I can proudly say I'm successful right now, because I have when I joined Chennai Institute of Technology, I never thought I would get a job or I would be settled in. But now look at me. I was placed in Tata Consultancy Services, and I've completed my 3 years of experience with Tata Consultancy Services, and now I'm with Legato Health Technology. It's all came to life just because I believed in myself, just because so let's say innovate. Okay, I don't want to go out of the topic. The topic here is innovation and the creativity. So let's say this will be know the value of success as well. So yeah. So this is all I can give you, because all previous presenters have given you a lot of information about innovation and creativity. So to students from computer science department and electronics and communication engineering and then civil engineering, I would say there are a lot of opportunities coming in Pega. So I would say just give a look at the technology. Initially, when Pega was developed, they only given opportunities, or they only developed the Pega tool. It's a BPM tool actually. They only developed it for application development purposes. So as you say, without innovation or without creativity, you cannot sustain long in this society or in this generation. You always try to change. You always try to learn. Or you always try to rectify yourself whether if you're wrong. So what Pega decided is they went into different fields apart from application development, like artificial intelligence, like and also like robotic process automation. So they all on the marketing and then decisioning. So they never stop learning, or they never stop progressing from where they are or what they are. So now if you see or if you ask anybody about Pega, because I'm working in Pega, so I would only like to talk about Pega. You'll learn what is there inside. So unless until you are curious, or unless until you are asking questions, nobody is coming to you and giving you answers. So you are on your own. You should be able to figure things by yourself. So this is information I can give you. If you have any questions, I have given my information to Senthil sir, and then the organizers that are present, Karpagam, and then the other guy as well. They also have my information. If you have any queries regarding your career opportunities in Pega, you can always come to me. I'm ready to help you all in every way, in every possible way that I can. Yeah. That's all I can. If you have any questions or if you want to ask me anything, I'm ready to answer.
Who is the most innovative person you have ever met in your life?
Yeah, I think you asked this same question to the previous presenter. Yeah, there are a lot of people actually. I can say their names, but you will not be able to know the person. So I would tell you one of the most innovative person that I've ever met in college is our chairman sir. If you go and talk to him, even at this age, his mind works like a machine. Actually, if you go and ask him, he'll within span of 5 minutes, he can give you like 15 to 20 ideas. That he's really amazing guy, and he has other opportunities outside our curriculum. Let's say if I've been studying I've studied in EC or like electronic communication department, I shouldn't have been ended up in software, but he is the one opened the door for everybody. Like me, there are more successful candidates in my batch because of his innovation, or because of his his thinking process. So you could actually go and ask him about anything that you can work on. He'll definitely give you ideas as well, and he'll definitely encourage you to go ahead as well. Yeah, chairman sir, Sriram sir is really awesome.
Awesome, bro. There is a question from the chat from Ajay Karthik. So he asked, how can we make innovation a little bit easier?
Easier, bro. Yeah, okay. It's very simple. Let's say you are in a very first year. I'll try to answer you in a way that you can understand. Let's say there is a problem in a mathematics subject. So you can always solve it in a way that your lecturer is teaching to you, and you can always solve the problem in a different way that you think is also might also give you the same answer. So this is the so just go out of the line, and then go out of the box. They say think out of the box. There are a lot more things that are outside of the box. So if you're staying inside the box, you'll just stuck there forever. So you'll never know what's happening outside. So I would say that's why I said in the very beginning of my speech, try to knock the doors that you don't want to knock, and then get the answers. So that's most easiest way to stay in line in these times or in this generation, because everybody is knocking doors. Even if Pega is not actually progressing or innovating itself, it wouldn't have stood this chance, to be a successful BPM tool right now. So please try to learn as much as you can. Yeah, this is what I've heard from the motivational speakers whenever I was in your stage, from the first year of CIT college. Everybody says this. Try to learn as much as you can. It will definitely give you opportunities.
This other question from the chat box. The question is your thoughts on interconnection between leadership and innovation.
Leadership and innovation. See, leadership is simple actually. If you say Okay, I'll take my words back. Leadership is not simple. It's a really complicated thing. You will only get see leadership. Leadership is like, you should be confident enough to lead a team, and then you should be confident enough to clear their doubts. You should be confident enough. If a route is actually closed, you should be confident enough not to close your ideas there, or not to stop trying. So you should be confident enough to tackle every possibility. So interconnection between innovation and leadership, I would say this, yeah, the confidence, and then your thought process, and then the resources that you need will require leadership as well. If you need few more people inside your team to make your innovation possible, or practical, you need people, and then you need to be leading it. So I would say that, yeah, I'm not
So
much
what
of
do you
an
think?
expert in terms of yeah, sorry. Yeah.
What do you think? Is creativity a skill or a talent?
Creativity is a skill or talent. Can you tell me the difference between skill and talent?
Mm, a talent is an inborn thing. Skill has been developed over a period of time.
Okay.
Yeah,
The talent is an inborn thing, you say.
yeah,
Okay.
inborn thing.
Yeah. I would say skill, then I would say innovation is say everybody can be innovative. Since it's a talent, sorry, so since it's a skill, it can be
Okay.
developed.
Thanks a lot, bro. Thanks a lot for your time.
Yeah. Any more questions?
Yeah. There is another question.
Most of the students are creative, but if they lose to achieve their creativity project one time, step back from it. So can you please tell us good tips to come more? I'm sorry, most of the students are creative, but if they lose to achieve, okay, their creativity project one time, they step back from it. Yeah, that's what the other guy, the other presenter said it. So you can learn a lot in failures. I would say when you fail, you will know what life is, or you will know what that particular project is, and you will know where you went wrong. This is the only thing that can give you life-changing experiences. So when you fail more, you will know more. So when you learn more, and then the next project or the next innovative idea, you will be more conscious about the fail scenarios, and then you will be able to overcome it. So I would say failing in achieving your creativity project isn't a bad thing. It's actually a business. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, I hope you answered the questions, bro. There is another question.
Mhm.
I think I can also take some questions, I guess, instead of shooting. Okay. Yep. So I think Devakumar Pro is saving you, bro, for a while.
Okay.
Yep.
No, it
Guys,
shouldn't
I
look
think
like all the questions are getting shooted only to
Yeah,
him.
yeah.
So
There is a
even
camera
Anushman,
showing.
I think Anushman is not there right now.
We all
Is he
turned on the
available?
camera. Yeah.
Yeah. So I think everyone can join the call.
Yep.
So it's like we can also answer some questions if you have any other things. Actually, it should not be like only he has to answer. So that's.
Yeah. I
So
mean,
Anushman,
you
you have
guys,
anything to
you
tell
guys
people,
spoke a
because
lot
I
of,
think lot. Yeah.
yeah, you guys actually covered a lot of topics what he also prepared. So we thought of pulling words out of his mouth through the question. So that was the main reason. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
So Anushman, if you have anything, you can also add points on the questions that has been asked actually.
Devakumar is actually expecting us to answer some questions to him. Can you guys give him a riddle to solve it?
Maybe let's ask for the people
Yeah.
who are attending the session.
These guys are expecting some questions as well. So if you have any questions, you can ask.
Yep.
It's not just like a new question. Even we can answer some existing question also if you want, because I think it's already 1 hour. So if you have anything, we can answer.
Yeah.
Answer it.
Yep. Let's take this question again. What are your thoughts on interconnection between leadership and innovation?
Okay.
Let's get
Anushman, you want to take it up, or like can I give a?
You both could give your viewpoints. It's gonna help us actually.
I think you are on mute, Anushman. Okay.
So, sorry, question was for whom?
You answered it, bro. Actually, the question is for
Yeah, the guys.
bro and Dave Kumar. Yeah.
Yeah.
No, bro, you're not audible.
No, you're not audible, bro.
What happened?
He can rejoin actually. He can go out and then rejoin.
Kritish, can you do something from your end?
Yeah, I'm trying. Like the mic
You're
is
not-
on.
Okay.
Yeah, can you try again? No, you're not audible, bro.
Okay, you can
Let me take it.
Mhm.
So, see, the question about interconnection between leadership and innovation. Okay. See, these are two different skills. Okay. Some people are born leaders. Okay. Some people can be developed as a leaders. Same thing goes for innovation as well. Okay. It has a lot of factors actually. What we people think is like it's not a single thing that you just go hit it, you will get it. Okay. Let's say you can be leadership, but still you cannot be a great innovator. Okay. And you can be a great innovator and you will not be a better leader or something. So both cases are possible, and there are cases where you will be good at both the things. Okay. So you don't have to think it as an interconnection. Okay. So it can be that way, or it can be individual skill as well. That is what I want to add upon that point actually.
Perfect. Am I audible now?
Yes,
Yeah, you're
you're
audible.
audible.
All right, perfect. I'll just start off with a very simple example for the same question, right? How many of you watched the match between CSK and what was the latest one? Between Punjab Kings, right?
Yeah.
No, Rajasthan was the latest.
Rajasthan, yeah.
Was it Rajasthan? All right.
SK versus Rajasthan.
So in that match, if you observe, Joss Butler hit one of the balls for 6, and the team got a new ball to play with because of the corona restrictions. The link between leadership and innovation here is that you know that there is a spinner that is playing, which is Jadeja. He is not able to turn the ball because of the wetness of the dew available in the surrounding regions. But because you got a new ball, you heard what Dhoni said on the stump mic to Jadeja. He said the ball will grip and turn now, bowl a specific line and length, and the very next ball, he got the wicket of Butler. And did you know what that led to? Even further wickets, as and when it went on, right? So the mark of a true leader is to not overshadow other people who are there in the same team, or to not dominate them, but to take them along with the innovation process. That's how important it is. And this is just a very simple example. It involves a lot of aerodynamics to say this when it comes to cricket and bowling and everything. But you don't need an engineer to sort of, work their way around whether the ball is going to spin or not, right? So innovation essentially is something which not a subject expert should be doing. It could also be coming from somebody who's utilizing your technology. So if you work in a company, please take your customer feedback very seriously. Because their innovation process was so closed that the loop did not involve in initiating feedback-led mechanisms. So a good leader not just also specifies and appreciates what his team gives, but also what the customer gives. There are 2 examples from Dhoni, which is just cricket and the sheer genius of Dhoni, and how BlackBerry could have been better. Just 2 examples from my side.
Okay, that made sense too. Yeah.
And there is a question from Ajay, I guess. He has asked, is PyHart tougher than C and C++ language? Okay. So to put in short, okay, you should not think in that way. Okay. Both are a different platform to be. Pega is not a language alone. It's a lot more service actually. So if you are planning to go in a IT sector or a software development line, you should pick a particular stack actually, instead of comparing which is easier or better. Or the better way to put it is like which you feel comfortable. Okay. If you want to be very successful, I would say you should not even think in these all ways actually. You should be thinking which is in more demand from your career perspective. Okay, let's say now today Python is on top peak demanded programming language, and you should learn Python. You should not think about Pega or C, C++. The same way goes for JS and whatever it is. Because today JS is also in the peak. Even people said that JS will not have this much scope, but within last 5 years, JS is in the topmost peak. There is every single library releasing every single day. So you should pick up a single language. Okay, first of all, in your college, you should pick some language. You should be well versed in it. Like you should be able to do whatever it is possible to do in one language. Then other language is just a matter of a week, to be honest. Because when I was in a college, I got trained in C#. It was like a proper training for placements. But when we went into the college, it was like a completely different environment. We were asked to learn certain new tasks within 10, 12 days actually. It was not even a month. And we actually learned it with given time and that environment. So if you are very good at particular language, then you can pick up another language very easily. That's what I have realized actually. So it's fine. If you think C and C++ are comfortable for you, you can easily take it up. If you think Pega is more easier for you compared to C++, then you can pick Pega in the initial state. But learn one thing properly, then you can work on other stack very easily. So there is nothing easier. The only what people think easier is like, okay, let me put it in very short and Tamil. Okay, it's going so. Already libraries are running. The call penny execute panna podum. But C++ la enna difference na ungalku library support kammi. இந்த மாதிரி புது ஹையர் லெவல் லாங்குவேஜை கம்பேர் பண்ணும்போது சேம் திங் கோஸ் ஃபார் பெகா. பெகான்னும் போது ஒரு கம்பெனி அதை ஆல்ரெடி ஓன் பண்ணியிருக்காங்க. அவங்க அதில் நிறைய லைப்ரரிஸ் ஆல்ரெடி கொடுத்துருப்பாங்க உங்களுக்கு ஒரு சர்டன் ஃபங்க்ஷனாலிட்டியை பண்றதுக்காக. ஸோ நீங்க பெகாவை லேர்ன் பண்ண போறீங்கன்னும் போது நீங்க அதை பிக் பண்ணிக்கலாம், அதில் லேர்ன் பண்ணலாம். பட் லைக் சரவணன் டோல்ட், என்ன விஷயம்னு பாத்தீங்கன்னா நீங்க பெகால போகும்போது தி சான்சஸ் ஆஃப் லேர்னிங் மோர் அவுட் ஆஃப் யுவர் ஸ்கோப் இஸ் லெஸ். ஏன்னா நீங்க பெகா ரிலேட்டடா தான் நிறைய படிப்பீங்க அண்ட் யுவர் கரியர் வில் கோ இன் தட் லைன். ஓகே, ஸோ நீங்க மல்டிபிள் லாங்குவேஜ் நினைச்சு காலேஜில் கன்ஃபியூஸ் பண்ணிக்கிறது ஒரு நல்ல ஐடியாவே கிடையாது. நீங்க ஒன்னு பிக் பண்ணிக்கணும், அதுல நல்லா ஸ்ட்ராங்கா இருக்கணும். ஃபர்ஸ்ட் யூ கெட் அ ஜாப் இன் தட். உள்ள போனதுக்கு அப்புறம் தான் உங்களுக்கு தெரியும். ஏன்னா நீங்க வந்து காலேஜ்ல ஒரு லாங்குவேஜ் படிப்பீங்க, நீங்க ஒர்க் பண்ணும்போது பாத்தீங்கன்னா ஜேஎஸ் ஒர்க் பண்ணுவீங்க, சிஎஸ் ஒர்க் பண்ணுவீங்க, பேக் எண்ட் ஒர்க் பண்ணுவீங்க. நாளைக்கு திடீர்னு அஷ்யூர் இல்ல கூகுள் கிளவுட் வரும், அங்க போய் நீங்க பவர் ஷெல் எக்ஸிக்யூட் பண்ற மாதிரி இருக்கும். என்னன்னே சொல்ல முடியாது. நீங்க எதை வேணாலும் படிக்க ரெடியா இருக்கணும். தட்ஸ் தி attitude you should have actually. So that's what I felt telling after seeing that.
Awesome, bro. That was great session over here.
Yeah.
So, let's Karpagam, you could go on with the vote of thanks and we should end this session.
Okay. Thank you very much, Vasant bro, Anshuman bro, Devakumar bro, and Shravan bro. It was enlightening, informative, and as well as inspiring panel discussion. Thank you for sharing your knowledge with us and helping us to understand the importance of creativity and innovation in our career and life. I thank our respectable and beloved chairman P. Sriram sir for his strong willed support. I would like to thank our respected principal Dr. A. Ramesh and all our faculty members of CIT for supporting us. Last but not the least, I thank all the participants for your time and interest for making this event a huge success. Thank you.
Awesome.
Thank you so much, guys. Thank you for your time.